Freshly rested, training distributed, we stomped back to Helfenstein with bare stocks. Ludolf the Elder's talking to some of his men when you return to his room. He parts them and asks you of the task. You report it's safe again to bury Helfenstein's loved ones. Ludolf the Elder smiles. Good, good. Your payment. He snaps his fingers and one of his men steps forward, handing you a satchel. There's 710 crowns in it, as promised. I, Count Ronald Swan, had committed our ambition to traveling far and wide. It was time then to leave this backwater with what coin we could squeeze. South to Sturmfaced, a port city from which we might transit elsewhere in the world. The south, perhaps, with its blazing deserts, there were different there. Different money, different culture, different challenges. Mayhaps we could use a change of fortunes as well. Desperate was I to hire a surgeon onto the party, and perhaps a blacksmith as well. With them in our retinue, death would visit us less, and our equipment would be better maintained. The basics of what a mercenary band needed to survive into their prime experience. Before we had left, I sold off the vast majority of spare equipment and hired on a historian and minstrel. They were an average sort, of rudimentary intelligence, not worth mentioning before they had distinguished themselves, but seeming more reliable than Ralph. A low bar indeed. You watch as slaves bundle goods and load them onto a series of wagons. The caravan's owners spot you and seek you out, pushing their workforce out of the way or smacking them for apparently no reason at all, other than it brings some unknown pleasure to do so. One beams with delight as he greets you. He puts one hand out, but you do not shake it. Ah, groundling. It is true that this hand has profaned itself with the flesh of an indebted, but you shouldn't be so shy. We are all bright beneath Gilder's eye, are we not? We have a task for you, one of some import, given the governance of our suzerain, Yazid al-Khadid, that Grand Vizier. The caravan is headed to Helfenstein, a good 6 days' travel, and requires a fair bit of guard, so I may arrive in good health. Is this task amenable to your coin-seeking interest? Helfenstein. The same wretched hole that had sent me twice into cursed Naxxero graveyards. Paying a pittance and overcharging for food. 6 days is a lot of travel, a lot of opportunities to be attacked on a dangerous road. But we needed the money. It would not be long before thieving desert bandits paid us a visit. Some nomad cutthroats and a few slingers. Our caravan escorts were brightly dressed and highly decorated, far stronger than we. I ordered the line to hold for an enemy charge, but the escorts charged ahead, breaking our formation and destroying order. What choice had I then? Allow them to die? The line must be held, the gaps plugged, and into it all we wedged our bodies with desperate hope. One of the snakes found itself with a belly full of steel. Freeing up a flank, the pile-on began. With Ivoth swinging wide in the south, it was time to begin our world-famous cleanup maneuvers. Landrick, one of our newest members, bloods himself with a flail blash. The flail bypassed shields and could intentionally target the head. Not the highest damage, of course, but a precision weapon used to stymie and confound enemies with the highest defense. There's little doubt we took some wounds, but alongside the caravan keepers, we dealt heavy blows, despite the confused and rushed tactics. Our company was evolving, expanding, transcending to the next stage of combat. But we needed more dangerous swords for our shieldmen, true pike weapons for the second line, heavier axe or greatsword for the flanks. Eliminations needed to happen faster, decisions faster, more lethal. Overall, paltry loot, but the experience of sweaty and dry desert fighting was an introduction to the vast mistake we had made being hired down here. It is good that we had not signed on for urban combat or taking a city here. Extended warfare in the desert can never end well. With that, we were back on the road again. No questions, no answers, just grim men trading blood for coin. Our tale resumes in the next episode. I hope to see you there.